lovelies, welcome back, and if you didn't watch my last video, Happy New Year. Hope 2016 ended well for you all, and I can only wish you the best of luck and happiness for 2017. I'm feeling really positive. I think it's going to be a year of personal development, achieving more goals, new experiences, all that good stuff. I'm also just in a good mood because this painting that ended up taking me 2 days to film turned out way better than I could have expected, and I'm really starting to feel like this sketchbook project is paying off in the way that I hoped it would. Feeling so much more confident, but I'm also just having a lot of fun with my art again. Right, so I decided to take quite a careful, considered approach with this one. So I started out with quite a detailed sketch with a few areas of shadow and contour outlined as well. I kind of had the idea that I would start with the darker areas and work my way to the light like I did in my earlier portrait studies, but that didn't really work on this scale, I think, and I found myself just wanting to blend and add detail, so I ended up working my way around the face in small chunks, just making sure to let each area blend seamlessly into the next. I went for a black and white portrait, A, because I haven't done anything like that in a while, and in the comments of my last sketchbook video I got a suggestion to go monochromatic, and also B, I wanted to make life a bit easier for myself, so not have to be too accurate with colour. Shades of grey are just a little bit simpler. One thing I did find a little bit challenging is how gouache dries a slightly different shade to the colour it is when it's applied, so I found a lot of this painting turned out darker than I expected, but not to the point that I think it had a huge effect on the final product. One thing I think helped a lot with the realism of this one is that I added loads of little details, the really thin lines of the wrinkles and the odd little dot or spot or pore on his skin, which just gave it all more texture and helped to disguise areas of blending that weren't totally smooth. You might have noticed from my sketches that I've been really loving adding random dots here and there to my drawings. I don't know why, but I just think it makes things look a bit more dynamic. It kind of finishes it off for me. How I approached the hair was starting with dark areas and then blending into a medium grey before adding a few sharper highlights, and that worked really well. I think I did the same with his eyebrows and his moustache a little bit later on. I was really worried about the eyes because for some reason eyes I draw or paint never look right, but it turns out that painting most of the eye and leaving very little white actually looks quite realistic. So after I did the ears and the chin, I was really eager to get the painting finished, and I felt like there wasn't too much left to do, but you can't tell in this video, it was starting to get really dark and I didn't want to rush it. It's really hard filming in the winter because it just feels like you only get a few hours of sunlight. So yeah, this is actually the next day. This is 2 days later actually, which is today, hence why the video is going up so much later than I planned. And it turned out the rest of it wasn't going to be a walk in the park like I thought it would be. I thought I'd finished the hard bit and the rest would be done in an hour or so, but for whatever reason the neck was such a struggle. I guess because I don't know a lot about the structure of a neck and all the ligaments or whatever those lines are, but yeah, it took me a while to make sense of it, which I guess just goes to show how worthwhile it is to learn your anatomy. But yeah, by this point I was getting a bit tired of it, like the fun part was over and I just wanted to be finished, so to be honest I probably rushed it a little towards the end, but I'm still really happy with the outcome. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!